Dating is complicated because it has always been complicated. It's never been simple. If you're complaining that dating is complicated, there's two things happening. One, you believe that at some point in history it was simple. You believe that, oh, well, back in the day, back in my parents' day, or 100 years ago, or 500 years ago, or that. You have this idea, and it's called the golden age fallacy. You believe that there was a golden age once upon a time. And this is simply not true. Even in a time, I'm not saying all conditions in every society are the same. There are better times and there's worse times, okay? But there's never been a time where it was simple. It's always been complicated because the choices, the things that people make choices about, beauty, charisma, connection, respect, trust, lust, love, the things by which we make a choice to be with someone or not be with someone has never been simple because these principles are inherently not simple. They are dependent on so many conditions and situations and contexts, right? And the second fallacy of believing that at one point things were simple, besides just it not being true, deep down, it's a weakness. It is a desire for things to be simple, right? It's a figment of your imagination because it's not true, but also the fact that you're hoping that there was a time and you're hoping that somehow it's going to magically appear. Like, okay, let's say you're right. Okay, what are you going to do about it? Oh, yeah, well, back in my day, my parents, someone might have a personal example. Well, my parents, they just da-da-da-da-da. Are you sure? Do you know every detail about your parents' courtship, right? Are you sure there weren't any details that you haven't heard just because you're the child, right? Have you heard the full story? Was there some infidelity involved, or he had a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and maybe he had a boyfriend. Maybe your father had a girlfriend, or your girlfriend, or your your mom had a boyfriend at the time, and da da da. Okay, well that doesn't sound very simple. It sounds like there was actually some shittiness involved with them getting together. Um, oh, your dad had to chase after her for months or years, or um, you know, I'm sure there's this fairy tale for most people. Oh, they were childhood friends, and then they went to school together, and they've been dating since then. Okay, are you sure they're happy? Do you know the ins and outs of their relationship? Right? It's kind of like when we look at people's lives on social media or something. We have some assumptions about how it is, but is it really how it is? Right? When the camera goes off, does the woman start, bitching at the guy? Oh, you weren't good. Right? But they're looking all perfect and pretty and happy in front of the camera. So you don't know the details of, so again, it's ignorance, but let's say that you're right. Let's say it was they're just fucking perfect, right? Okay, why hasn't that happened for you? It's an interesting question because your answer is going to be, oh, well, it's society's fault, right? Of course it's not your fault. Of course not. How could it be your fault? How could you be to blame? That's impossible. I've done everything right. I'm a nice guy. I pay my taxes, Okay, cool. All right. Why isn't it happening to you? Right? I don't know what you believe in. If you believe in fate, well, then you're fucked. Okay? Then I guess just give up, right? If you believe in some sort of, rewards and punishment system, okay, you just don't have the good karma of having that person who you have that perfect chemistry with to fall in your lap, right? But even if there is that perfect one person out there for you, which is a very tenuous idea in the first place, how do you know they're going to magically pass by you? They may be perfect for you, but you have to go and find them, right? It's kind of like the perfect job is out there for you, right? The perfect hobby, the perfect whatever, partner. It's out there, let's assume, right? You have to actually put yourself out there enough times you have to spin the roulette, right? Or the slot machine enough times to hit the jackpot. You can't just sit there and not go spend money and take the risk and then hit the jackpot. Someone's not going to hit the jackpot for you, right? So even if you do believe that it's just a luck system, well, you have to actually play to get lucky, but it's not. It's not a luck system, right? It's a skill issue through and through. right? But the moment you accept that, so the moment you accept that dating is not simple and that it's always been complicated, and the moment that you think it's a skill issue, not a luck thing. Oh, I was just born in the wrong time. I wish I was born in this time when everything was simple. Fuck you, right? But if that is true, okay, what are you going to do about it? But if you accept, if you get rid of those two mentalities, well, now you're left with the fact that it was you all along. And that's a very difficult thing to accept. It's very difficult, right? That responsibility, right? It's not even really blame. I guess you could call it blame, but I think the better word is responsibility. It's your responsibility to fix it. It's your responsibility to start improving your conversational skills, your sense of humor, your ability to read people's emotions, your ability to discipline your own emotions and to not react in extreme ways, right? That disrupt social harmony, right? And of course, and then it leads into, oh, I am who I am. Okay, well, then you have to accept the consequences of that. You can't say I am who I am and people have to accept me, but then not also accept the consequences of that. Well, I am who I am and people have to accept me. Okay, cool. Fine. Deal. Bet. You have to accept other people too. Well, why didn't you like me? Why can't I find a partner? What happened? You have to accept their choices not to be attracted to you. You have to accept their choices not to go on a date with you, to say yes, to kiss you, to go home with you, to get in a relationship with you, right? Or are you the only one who has to be accepted? You have to accept everyone else for who they are too. And everyone else is definitely not going to get along with you. They're not going to like you. They're not going to, or they may not dislike you, but they don't like you either. They're just kind of like indifferent towards you, right? It's never been simple. You need to get this out of your head. Arranged marriages. Does that sound fucking simple to you? Right? Maybe if you're like the king or queen or the prince or the duke or something, right? But that's not guaranteed you're going to get a partner you're attracted to or a partner that you like or a partner that's a good person. They might be fucking suck, right? They might beat you or cheat on you or, whatever. Man or woman, you might get the raw end of the stick, right? Your marriage is one of diplomacy and profit, right? It's even worse. I mean, it might be better if you're just some random country bumpkin, right? Let's say you're fucking Harry Cuckoo Magoo, in the fucking village of who the fuck where. And okay, cool. You're in this perfect time. Everything's simple. There's no fucking Tinder, social media. Everyone's just nice, right? Just fucking retarded, right? Yeah, these people aren't horrible because they don't have social media. Like, they're just horrible, but now it's not public, right? They're still going to do all the same things people are doing now. It's just they're going to do it, medieval style. But okay, cool. You're in who fuck knows where, right? And you grew up, you're okay. You're not particularly good looking, not particularly charming, funny, whatever. But you're okay. And there's a pretty girl you like. And, you guys start to get along. And then you do something wrong. You embarrass yourself. You're creepy. You chase after her. You show too much interest. Or you're not confident. You don't go for it. Like, you don't ask her to the town fair or the town, festival or something, right? And someone else does. The fucking Chad McChad of the village, right, asks her out. You had your chance. Well, they go out. They, he asks for her father and gives them a fucking pig, as a dowry or whatever fucking bullshit, right? And then, he starts smashing and they have 75 and a half children and, now you have to date Sue McFucky Face, who's, ugly as shit because it's the only other, like, available girl. I don't, does that sound fucking simple to you? Where you live in a fucking village, which is probably what's going to happen, and your reputation is everything, and you fuck it up. What if you fuck it up? What if you fuck up? Okay, now you're fucked. I don't know. The situation we're in now is pretty fucking awesome. You could fuck up royally and just, like, go meet a completely new person on the street. Right? You can go, you can move to a different city, where there's more people, more available people. We have so much choice. I mean, we're in a fucking heaven right now. And people are taking advantage of it. But then people possibly like you are not, because they're sitting around whining and wasting their fucking time. And then life passes you by, and then you eventually probably meet someone and you just settle with them. And you're definitely not happy because this isn't someone you really wanted to be with. It's never been simple. I just give you a very simple example that is not simple. Put yourself at any time in history. You assume that you're going to find the pretty girl. You're going to get the pretty girl in town. But really, the chances are you're going to get Sue McUglyface, right? And, or you're going to get tricked by the town whore, right? Who's really pretty, but really she's actually the town whore, and you don't know it because you're too fucking naive and you don't know people and women, right? And how to spot red flags because you don't have any experience. You're just a fucking village McFuck2, And it's like, okay. And then you find out when you're fucking 35, your kid's not even yours, right? It starts to definitely look like fucking Hingleberry Tickle Dick, across in the hut fucking next to yours. And he starts to get fucking ginger hair just like him. And he's the only ginger in town. And you're like, oh, fuck, I got ginger cucked, right? All right. So much for simple, right? It's never been simple, doofus. Never. Goofy ass motherfucker. It's never been simple, dude. Okay? So, you already know that it's complicated. I don't have to show you that it's complicated. I just have to prove to you that it's not simple, and it's not. Right? So, get to fucking work. Okay? Learn how to be funny. Learn timing of jokes. Learn how to use your voice as an instrument. Learn what jokes are, read the fucking room, dude. I mean, learn how to show the right body language. Not too cocky, not too unconfident. How to ask interesting questions and not be boring, but then also not be a kiss ass who's, oh, what do you do? How do you do? And annoy the fuck out of people, right? There's always whatever skill that I, sense of humor, charisma, conversation, body language, facial expressions, there's always going to be an extreme of too much or too little, or just the wrong type, right? And you're going to fuck up a lot because you have to practice. So get to practicing. Go approach some girls. Ask some girls on dates. Okay? Yes, you will run into people who have chemistry, right? Like with one of the earlier things I said. You'll eventually hit the jackpot. The question is, when you do hit the jackpot, can you bring the winning ticket to the counter before someone steals it? Or you get distracted by something else, right? Let's say you do meet your perfect person. Right? But what if you're distracted by hoes? And you just want to get your dick wet and you miss the person who would have made it a fantastic wife for you, right? That goes for men and women, right? Guys who miss the best girl that they came across, but, because they want to go, all across the world and fuck pussy. Or girls who miss a guy who's actually really good for her, but she was, interested in the bad boys. But honestly, I would say that's a skill issue at the end of the day. That guy should have been more attractive to her, right? He should have been as sexy as the fuckboys, but not a piece of shit, right? And honestly, it's a skill issue on her part. Like, she should have been more, maybe she's really beautiful and interesting, but she happened to bore him, right? And he was young and he's looking for an exciting relationship, so he goes and dates the hoe because she's seductive and sultry. Fucking skill issue. Get better. Get more attractive, right? Or let's say you are the fuckboy. Let's say you are the slut, right? And no one's taking you seriously. Or people do take you seriously, but you get in fucking toxic relationships because you attract what you are, right? Okay, stop being a piece of shit. Get over your fucking traumas. Boo-hoo, I was this, I was that. Yeah. Tons of people have had shit in their childhood, right? Or in their life. Deal with it. Get on with it. Whatever you have to do. Meditate, therapy, cry, jerk off, see the world. Do something. Fix that shit. It's a skill issue at the end of the day. So, I mean, what's the alternative? The alternative is just this fatalistic, like, things just are the way they are, and I just have to accept it. Fuck that, dude. That's hell. No way. No one with wisdom will tell you to go that path. That's just dumb. If you want it, earn it. Some might have an easier path than others, but usually that just means they already had a decent amount of skills, right? They already were a pretty sociable person, right? I've had clients who, like, are pretty sociable already, right? Or they do have an advantage. Maybe they're good looking or tall. This shit does help. I'm not saying it doesn't, right? But if you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. That's really all to say about it, right? You can sit around and cry, but it's just a cope. But I've had clients who had a lot going for them. Shit, I have a guy on my website. It's just click on my website and go to or it's on the YouTube here, right? I just embedded it on the website, but it's on this channel, and it's like something like even good-looking guys have trouble in dating. Go look at that dude. It looks like he is a fucking model, right? Good-looking guy, smart, good, literally fucking everything going for him. Bro was struggling, right? He would get attention and attraction from girls, but he could never actually, like, turn it into something. Well, because he was missing something fundamental, right? And it was such a simple solution, but it took him like fucking 2.5 years to actually, like, get it through his stubborn fucking head and actually execute. So, you know, everyone's got their issues. Even someone who you think has it easy, right? But none of that should be your concern. That's my concern. I'm the coach. Your concern is very simply try to get the result that you want. So become more charismatic, funny, interesting, learn how to read body language, learn how women think, what women want. Become the best version of yourself. Find a girl who you are, you know, the highest quality girl you can find, both physically and, you know, personality-wise, and as a girlfriend. Like, does she have good girlfriend traits, good wife traits? And then court her, date her, kiss her, fuck her, relationship her, marry her, breed her, grow old with her, and do your fucking thing, okay? Every moment you spend sitting around fucking crying is a moment wasted. So it's never been simple, never will be simple. The things by which we choose people, it's always about them when people have these mentalities, right? Well, I wish things are simple. I'm a nice guy. Da, 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 da. But then all I have to do is just be like, okay, who are you attracted to? Oh, well, her. It's the fucking gorgeous girl. I'm like, oh, of course, right? Well, why aren't you attracted to, like, the really fucking average looking girl? Well, you know, oh, okay, right. So you want the Rolls Royce of girlfriends, right? But you don't want to have to work for it. Okay, I get it, right? But really all you can afford with your social currency, with your sense of humor, that fucking face of yours, is a fucking, you know, 2005, I won't say a Civic because it's a good car, but, like, you know, some fucking shitty ass car, right? That's really all you can afford right now, right? You don't have a good face. You're not tall. You're not this. Okay, you have to make up for it with your personality, which definitely you can. But it's going to take work, right? And even if you do have these advantages, hey, you might find a beautiful girl, but she's a fucking slut, or she's a fucking basket case and causes so much fucking drama all the time. Is it even fucking worth it? I mean, that pussy's great the first couple times, but then she starts, you know, using it as a form of punishment to not give you pussy anymore. So she has you fucking dancing in circles to occasionally get pussy, or, you know, she's cheating on you, or she's, you know, just so fucking annoying that you don't even want to fuck her anymore. I don't, you know, there's so many variables here. So whether you have a lot of skill or, you know, decent genetics helping your attraction, or none, don't rest on your laurels. Get the skills and then find someone who you're happy with. And then, guess what, fuckface? You think it ends there? You gotta have a relationship. What do you think? You're just like, oh, I got him. Everything's good. Fuck you. You naive fucking retard. Like, there's no... It doesn't just stop. It's just a different game. It's a maintenance game. And then the killer of relationships is complacency. Oof. And getting too comfortable. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. That's... Relationships die slow deaths. Seductions die fast deaths. You know very quickly if someone stops talking to you, they stop texting you, right? But you're living with someone, and then things start to erode, and things, and this and that, and this. Oof, yeah, resentment builds up, boredom builds up. Oof. You gotta. It's a lot of work. So if it's too much, then just don't worry about it. But clearly, if you're complaining and you're watching a video like this, it means you're still interested in it, right? It's funny when people leave comments on videos like, oh, screw dating, da-da-da. It's like, if you really felt that way, you wouldn't be commenting that. Doth protest too much, my goober friend. So, anyways, dating has never been simple, my friend. Never will be. So, get good, or... I don't even know the alternative. It's not even in my reality. Just get good. All right. Cool. Love you guys. Best of luck. Peace out. Bye.